Hello there, and welcome to Dreamy Science. I'm so glad you're here. Maybe today felt long, or maybe your thoughts are still moving faster than you'd like. But now you've stepped into a quieter place. Tonight, you won't need to think or solve or hold on to anything. You'll simply drift, slowly and softly, into the gentle glow of the Milky Way, a spiral of starlight turning around you like a cosmic lullaby. Out there, stars breathe, dust settles, and time moves with the patience of drifting snow. As you listen, let your breath loosen, let your shoulders fall, let yourself be carried. If these calm explorations help you unwind, consider liking and subscribing. It helps more quiet minds find their way here, one sleepy soul at a time. Now, settle in. There is nowhere to be, only rest. You begin at the galaxy's edge, where starlight thins into quiet darkness. Here, the Milky Way rises like a faint river of silver drifting through eternity. As you drift along its boundary, the galaxy feels almost like a silent tide, slowly breathing in and out across unimaginable stretches of time. The stars at this distance are sparse and gentle, like scattered lanterns glowing softly in a vast night. Their light reaches you after traveling for thousands of years, each photon a quiet traveler from a distant home. As the glow gathers, the Milky Way becomes a soft band across your vision, wide and calm and welcoming. You feel your own breath slow to match the stillness, your body loosening as though gravity itself has softened. Little by little, you surrender to the galaxy's quiet pull, letting your thoughts drift outward into its endless calm. The boundary between yourself and the starlit dark begins to blur until you feel as if you, too, are part of this pale river of light. And in that gentle merging, everything grows quieter, softer, and more distant, like settling into a warm, weightless sea. The galaxy turns with a patience that feels almost like breathing. Every rotation is a slow exhale, stretched across hundreds of millions of years. Though you cannot see it move, you can sense the great spiral drifting beneath you, each arm sweeping calmly through the dark. Stars slide along their orbits with the pace of drifting snowflakes, utterly unhurried, each carrying its own tiny warmth through the night. Gas and dust flow with them, following the same soft pathways, sliding into curves shaped by gravity's ancient hand. It is a motion so slow, so vast, that your mind relaxes in its presence, as if reassured by the sheer scale of calm. Here, nothing rushes, nothing strains. The spiral simply turns quietly, endlessly, a grand and gentle wheel of light. And as you imagine yourself floating within it, you feel your own breath aligning with that cosmic rhythm. Long, slow inhales, long, even slower exhales, until you are moving with the galaxy without moving at all. Around you, an invisible halo holds the stars in place. Its presence is felt only through motion, like a silent hand guiding everything. You cannot touch it or see it, yet it surrounds the entire galaxy like a soft, unseen cocoon, giving shape to the spiral without ever revealing itself. Stars drift in their orbits because this hidden halo supports them, cradling the Milky Way in a gravity that whispers rather than pulls. It is a quiet strength, steady and constant, holding everything with effortless balance. As you imagine this vast, invisible presence, you may feel a sense of security, as if something gentle and patient is holding the world around you in calm suspension. This unseen halo has been here for billions of years, watching over the galaxy's slow rotation, guiding every star, every cloud, every drifting ember of light. And now, As you rest within its quiet influence, you can let its stability settle through you as well, a reminder that even what cannot be seen can offer the deepest sense of support. The Milky Way's disk spreads outward like a soft, glowing blanket. Within it, billions of stars drift in their ancient lanes. The disk is thin but impossibly wide, a luminous sheet stretching across 100,000 light years, holding layer upon layer of starlight. Some stars lie close to the center, moving faster, tracing tighter circles. Others wander farther out, gliding through quieter regions where the galaxy thins into space. Dust and gas flow through the disk as well, forming delicate patterns like swirling mist illuminated by distant suns. As you imagine gliding just above this vast glowing plain, you feel its serenity settle through you, a calm so broad it seems to stretch beyond thought. The stars within it move like slow beads of light, sliding along invisible threads, each one following a path older than memory. Let the disk of stillness soothe you, its quiet expanse wrapping around your mind like a soft blanket of silver night. You glide into the quiet spur where our solar system resides. It feels like a peaceful side street tucked between brighter arms. The Orion Spur is small compared to the Milky Way's grand sweeping structures, a calm corridor where stars have the space to drift comfortably apart. Here, there is balance, a gentle mixture of warm starlight, soft darkness, and open stretches of cosmic quiet. This is the region Earth calls home, a tranquil neighborhood carried slowly around the galaxy's center. As you drift through it, you may sense the subtle comfort of familiarity, as if this soft lane of stars has always held you, always carried you. The spur moves with the same unhurried grace as the rest of the Milky Way, but here the quiet feels more personal, more intimate. Let yourself rest in this calm, knowing that even in a vast galaxy, you occupy a pocket of peace, a small, serene haven drifting steadily through the night. Our star moves through the galaxy with steady persistence. It carries Earth and you through the great spiral without hurry. The sun's path is a gentle arc, one it has followed for billions of years and will continue to follow long after you fall asleep tonight. Though the solar system feels still beneath your feet, it is always gliding forward, drifting through different regions of starlight and shadow. As it circles the galaxy's center, this motion is smooth, constant, and deeply calming, a quiet river of space that has carried life for eons. As you imagine the sun's slow journey, you might feel yourself relaxing further, knowing that nothing here moves abruptly. Everything flows. The sun's warmth is a small lantern traveling through the dark, lighting its way with patience and quiet certainty. Let yourself drift with it, carried along by a motion so gentle you never feel it, yet so steady. It has guided Earth since the beginning. The arms rise like luminous tides of dust and starlight. Every crossing is a passage through regions where stars are born. Within these arms, clouds of gas swirl softly, gathering into glowing shapes where new suns slowly ignite. The arms are not solid structures, but waves, gentle drifting patterns that stars move through like schools of fish gliding with the currents. As you imagine passing through one, the starlight grows brighter, bluer, more concentrated, shimmering like moonlit water. Young stars sparkle like tiny lanterns, newly lit, while older ones glow with a warmer, steadier light. The movement is never abrupt. Everything shifts with the softness of a tide rolling in. As you let this image settle around you, the luminous waves of the galaxy feel almost like a deep breath, rising and falling with a rhythm far older and slower than your own. Allow that calm tide to carry your thoughts gently outward into a more quiet, peaceful place. Cold hydrogen gas gathers in soft, dim clouds. They drift like breath across the galactic disk. These clouds are vast but delicate, stretching for dozens of light years while moving with the slowness of a daydream. Their edges blur into darkness, shifting shapes like pale fog rolling across a silent field. Within them, starlight is faint and filtered, softened into a cool glow that calms the space around it. As you float near these quiet formations, you might feel the same coolness settling into your chest, loosening the last bits of tension in your thoughts. The clouds drift gently, carried by the galaxy's slow rotation, never rigid, never rushed. Their quiet presence reminds you that even the raw materials of stars begin in stillness, wrapped in softness before they ignite. Let that softness surround you now, a cool and floating quiet that supports your breath and eases you deeper into rest. Deep inside these clouds, gravity begins to gather material. What forms is the quiet spark of a star's earliest heartbeat. At first, the gas moves inward, almost imperceptibly, drawn to itself in a slow and ancient embrace. As time passes, ages far beyond human measure, the center grows warmer, denser, glowing faintly, like a coal buried beneath ash. The cloud folds around this forming star like a cocoon, protecting its warmth as it strengthens. The process is patient, gentle, unfolding in silence. There is no rush toward brilliance. The star simply grows, breath by breath, until its light is ready to shine. As you imagine this small, glowing center, you may feel your own center softening, warming, settling deeper into calm. Every star begins with a quiet gathering, a slow inward breath. Tonight, you can allow yourself the same gentle inwardness, drifting into stillness as a new spark forms in the dark. Stellar nurseries glow in hues of blue and silver. Their newborn suns push back the shadows with gentle radiance. These regions shimmer like soft lanterns hung in the dark, each newborn star a small flame rising from the quiet of the cloud that birthed it. The light spreads slowly, bathing nearby dust in pale, luminous waves, forming shapes that drift and swirl like glowing mist. These nurseries are full of warmth, not in heat, but in feeling, spaces where beginnings unfold in silence, where light grows gradually and without force. As you drift toward the glow, the brightness feels soft, never harsh, like dawn light filtered through a thin veil. It invites you to relax, to let the gentle radiance wash through your thoughts, smoothing the edges of the day. These newborn stars will shine for billions of years, but right now, they are simply beginning, offering the calm of new light, rising into a quiet world. Let that calm settle into you as well, a warm glow spreading softly through your mind. The galactic plane stretches like a horizon of light. Here, stars crowd together in delicate, shimmering density. As you drift along this luminous expanse, the sky feels fuller, richer, alive with tiny sparks that overlap and blend into a soft river of glow. Dust lanes thread through the brightness like thin strokes of shadow, weaving delicate patterns across the wide canvas of starlight. The plane hums with quiet motion, stars drifting in ancient orbits, currents of gas flowing gently, clusters gliding past like slow-moving schools of fish in a silent sea. You move with them, carried by the same calm gravitational pull, feeling as though you're floating through a warm, glowing field. The density of light softens your thoughts, creating a sense of closeness, as if the galaxy has drawn its arms around you. Here, surrounded by countless suns, you feel held in a soft embrace of cosmic warmth, drifting deeper into quiet with every breath. The disk curves upward and downward in a slow galactic wave. It bends as though responding to some distant, invisible tide. As you drift along its contours, the warp feels gentle and natural, like the rise and fall of a calm ocean swell. Stars follow these curves as if gliding along invisible hills, their paths smooth and unhurried. The warp is subtle, so gradual that you sense it more as a shift in feeling than a change in direction, a soft tilt in the floor of space itself. This bending gives the galaxy a sense of breath and motion, as though the entire structure is quietly flexing, relaxing, easing itself into balance over billions of years. As you imagine following this arc, you feel your own tension soften, your body settling into the same slow rhythm. The warped disk cradles you gently, guiding you through a landscape shaped not by force, but by ancient, lingering grace. 2 layers of starlight drift above and below each other. The thin disk hums with new stars, while the thick disk carries older, quieter ones. Between them lies a soft gradient of time, youth below, age above, interwoven in a vast, tranquil sheet of light. As you drift through this structure, you can feel the mood shift subtly. The thin disk sparkles with fresh, bright stars, still warm from their birth, while the thick disk glows with the deep, steady calm of suns that have watched the galaxy turn for billions of years. Together, they create a layered harmony, like 2 notes blending into a single, soothing chord. Drifting through these layers feels like moving through different eras of cosmic history, each carrying its own softness. Let the presence of these older stars above you and the younger ones below you surround you in a quiet balance between past and present, light and age, motion and stillness. Far above the disk, ancient stars move in lonely orbits. They drift like old memories suspended in the dark. Each of these halo stars follows a path that seems almost detached from the orderly rotation of the galaxy, wandering in slow, tilted loops that span unimaginable distances. Their light is faint and steady, softened by age, like embers that continue to glow long after the fire has dimmed. As you float among them, the emptiness around you feels peaceful, a vast quiet that gives each star space to shine in its own gentle way. These solitary wanderers have seen the galaxy change and shift over eons, and their calm persistence brings a deep sense of stillness. As you drift with them, the weight of time feels light, stretched thin across the quiet halo. Let their serene distance soothe you, reminding you that even in solitude, light can endure and drift peacefully. Compact spheres of stars hang in the halo. They glow softly, like lanterns preserved from the universe's youth. These globular clusters are dense, shimmering nests of ancient suns, bound tightly together by their shared gravity. As you move near one, the cluster appears like a single glowing jewel from afar, but up close it becomes a forest of starlight, thousands upon thousands of tiny steady flames. Their collective glow spreads outward in a warm golden halo, a gentle radiance untouched by the chaos of younger regions. Drifting past them feels like passing a suspended bouquet of tiny suns, each one whispering stories from a time when the galaxy was new. Their age brings a sense of deep calm, an ancient steadiness that settles softly into your chest. Let the quiet glow of these celestial lanterns guide you deeper into rest, their warm light carrying the peaceful memory of the galaxy's earliest days. Invisible structures guide starlight in sweeping curves. They are the quiet framework holding the galaxy together. Though you cannot see these patterns directly, you can feel their influence in the graceful arches traced by stars, the smooth flow of gas, the subtle balance of the spiral. These hidden shapes act like soft hands, gently arranging the motion of millions of suns, keeping the galaxy in harmony without ever revealing themselves. As you glide through this unseen architecture, a sense of order surrounds you, an underlying calm that holds everything in place. These structures do not push or pull suddenly. Instead, they provide gentle guidance, shaping the Milky Way with patience beyond imagination. Let the idea of this invisible support relax you, reminding you that so much of the universe's stability comes from forces that work quietly in the background, holding everything in soft, steady balance. High-energy particles pass through you without sound. They are the distant exhalations of ancient stars. These cosmic rays travel across the galaxy with silent determination, carrying whispers from supernovae and other powerful events that occurred long before this moment. Yet, as they pass through you now, they pose no harm, only a quiet reminder that the universe is always moving, always breathing in its own subtle way. Their motion is invisible, their presence felt only in the knowledge that they flow through all things, connecting distant corners of the galaxy through faint, steady streams. As you imagine these particles drifting by, you might feel a sense of gentle continuity, as if you're lying in the soft current of a cosmic river. Let their quiet passage soothe your thoughts, reminding you that even the most energetic things can move through the universe with silence and grace. Light thickens as you move inward. Stars gather like grains of gold around the heart of the galaxy. With every imagined step toward the center, the glow becomes warmer, brighter, more concentrated, as though you're approaching a vast hearth in the dark. The density of stars increases, filling the space around you with a soft, shimmering haze of light. Here, the galaxy feels alive with warmth, its core radiating a gentle, steady presence. The stars move in intricate patterns, swirling around the center like sparks drawn toward a flame. And yet, despite the brightness, there is no chaos, only a deep, humming calm, as if the galaxy's heartbeat resides here. As you sink into this warm concentration of light, it wraps around you like a glowing blanket. Let it ease your breath and warm your mind, inviting you deeper into stillness. A long bar of stars stretches across the center. It rotates slowly, shaping the galaxy from within. This stellar bar acts like a quiet, internal river, guiding gas and starlight along its length toward the heart of the Milky Way. Its light is warm and steady, brighter toward the center and softer toward the edges, like a glowing bridge suspended in the dark. As you drift above it, the bar's slow rotation feels hypnotic, its movement gentle enough to calm your thoughts, its glow soft enough to soothe your senses. The stars here follow elongated paths, moving in smooth, graceful lines that create the bar's structure. Being nearer it feels like hovering above a warm beam of light, suspended in a quiet room. Let its slow, internal turning ease your breath, guiding you into deeper quiet, as though you're resting at the warm core of a vast, peaceful structure. The central bulge rises in a gentle three-dimensional curve. It swells and narrows like an hourglass carved from starlight. As you drift near it, The bulge glows with a dense, warm radiance created by countless old stars packed closely together. Their combined light forms a soft, golden haze, spreading outward in smooth gradients that feel almost tangible, like warm mist. The shape itself is comforting, round, balanced, serene, its curves rising and falling with natural grace. Stars move within it in intricate orbits, weaving through the bulge in slow, complex patterns that feel like the motions of a calm and ancient dance. As you float beside this hourglass of light, you may feel your own breathing rhythm soften, matching the gentle curves of the structure before you. Let the bulge's warm glow wrap around your senses, carrying you deeper into the quiet center of the galaxy's embrace. At the core, a supermassive black hole rests in profound stillness. Around it, stars whirl in tight, graceful arcs. Their motion is fast, yet from this quiet vantage, it feels slow, like a celestial dance, unfolding in softened time. The black hole itself makes no sound, no light, only a deep presence that bends space into a gentle inward curve. As you drift near this silent heart, you can sense the calm gravity that holds everything together, not harsh or violent, but steady, ancient, patient. The stars closest to it sweep past like glowing beads on invisible strings, their paths looping smoothly around the darkness. Warm light ripples through the region as starlight intersects dust and gas, creating faint golden waves. And though the center is powerful, it feels peaceful here, as if the galaxy has placed its heaviest thoughts in one quiet place to keep them from disturbing the rest. Allow the stillness of this core to soften your breath, the gravitational calm settling into your body like a slow exhale. Occasionally, gas falls inward and ignites. These flares light the central region like distant sparks. The bursts appear suddenly, blooming in soft flashes that shimmer across surrounding clouds before fading again into darkness. Each flare is brief, but its light stretches through the dense core like a warm pulse traveling across a sleeping landscape. As you drift closer, the flares feel gentle, not disruptive, but illuminating, like matches struck in a darkened room, only to extinguish themselves into hush once more. The gas swirls slowly, drifting inward as if surrendering itself to the deep pull at the center. And when it brightens, the glow feels almost like a heartbeat, a rare, quiet reminder that even in deep stillness, the galaxy breathes. Let these flickers soothe you, rising and falling like tiny lanterns floating on a calm night. Once, the core may have burned with extraordinary brightness. The echoes of that era drift like faint reflections in surrounding clouds. Long ago, when the galaxy was younger and fuller of motion, the central black hole may have fed more often, lighting the core with powerful radiance that streamed outward through dust and gas. Now those intense days have softened into history, leaving behind gentle clues, wisps of energized light, faintly glowing arcs, and patterns etched subtly into the clouds that drift around the center. As you imagine this ancient brilliance, it feels distant, softened by time, like the fading warmth of a fire long extinguished. The memory remains not in sound or heat, but in a quiet shimmering that lingers at the edges of perception. Drifting here, you feel wrapped in the soft afterglow of a past too far away to disturb you, yet close enough to lend comfort in its distant warmth. Above and below the center, two vast lobes expand outward. They glow with the remnants of past energy, silent and immense. These Fermi bubbles rise like enormous, translucent pillars, stretching far beyond the core in gentle curves. Their glow is faint, a deep violet-blue radiance diffused across their enormous volume. As you move near them, they feel like slow exhalations, ancient currents of energy spreading outward, but now softened by distance and time. Inside their vastness, the space feels peaceful, almost hushed, as if the bubbles hold the galaxy's stored quiet. Their surfaces ripple subtly with expanding motion, like the slow drift of ink through water. Being here feels like floating within a giant, cosmic breath, held softly between past and present. Let their silent immensity ease you deeper into rest. The arms wrap around the galaxy in curling strands. Each one is a pathway through dust, light, and time. As you drift along these spiraling corridors, you feel the gentle pull of their shape guiding you forward, as though the galaxy is inviting you to wander deeper into its luminous lanes. The arms glow with constellations, glowing patches of gas, and delicate strings of stars that sparkle like beads on trailing ribbons. Dust clouds weave through them in soft patterns, creating regions of dim mystery, followed by bursts of bright starlight. Moving through the arms feels like strolling down winding, lantern-lit paths that stretch on for thousands of light years. Their curves are comforting, their motion slow and steady, carrying you in a quiet spiral that feels like being rocked to sleep by the galaxy itself. The arms are not fixed. They move like slow currents. Through them, stars drift in and out, like swimmers in a lazy tide. This motion is so gentle, so gradual, that it feels more like the shifting weight of a long, calm breath than a true change in position. The density waves roll through the galaxy with patient persistence, shaping the arms into soft, sweeping forms that rise and settle over immense stretches of time. As stars pass through these regions, they brighten them for a moment before drifting onward, adding to the slow, rhythmic pulse of the spiral. The entire motion feels soothing, a cosmic tide you can float upon without effort. Let yourself be carried by this calm drift, as though you are resting in the softest current of an endless sea. The solar system rises and falls through the disk. This gentle bobbing is a quiet wave in the galactic sea. The motion is slow, so slow that a single rise or fall takes tens of millions of years. Yet, imagining it brings a sense of floating, of being gently cradled within the galaxy's vast rhythms. The sun and its planets drift upward, then downward, passing through layers of dust and light, like a small boat drifting on a tranquil ocean swell. This vertical sway is subtle, a soft oscillation that keeps the solar system nestled within the disk's warm glow. As you picture this slow ascent and descent, the motion soothes your thoughts, smoothing out the edges of your awareness. Let the quiet rhythm carry you, reminding you that even the sun moves with a soft, natural grace. One orbit takes hundreds of millions of years. The sun has only completed a handful since its birth. As you imagine this immense journey, the scale becomes comforting rather than overwhelming, a reminder of how slowly and gently the galaxy moves. Each galactic year is a long, quiet sweep through spiral arms and open stretches of interstellar space, a serene circuit that unfolds at a pace too slow for any rush. You drift alongside this motion, sensing the calm persistence with which the solar system follows its path. This journey has been ongoing since long before life began on Earth and will continue long after. The thought brings a peaceful sense of continuity, as if you are floating through time on a vast, slow river. Let this unfolding orbit ease you further into rest, carried by the quiet patience of the cosmos. Some stars lean far from the galactic plane. Their paths are long, slow arcs carved at strange angles. As you drift among them, their tilted orbits feel like independent thoughts, wandering gently away from the main current. These stars move with a calm detachment, sliding above or below the disk in looping trajectories that take them far from the crowded lanes of starlight. Their isolation doesn't feel lonely. It feels peaceful, like taking a long, quiet walk away from a busy street. The light from these stars is soft and steady, untouched by the brighter regions of the spiral arms. Drifting with them, you feel suspended in a serene emptiness. The galaxy spread beneath you like a glowing tapestry. Let these quiet wanderers guide your thoughts into wide, peaceful arcs. Remnants of swallowed galaxies drift like threads. Their stars move in patterns that reveal ancient collisions. These stellar streams stretch across the Milky Way in thin, delicate lines, each one a lingering trace of a galaxy long since absorbed. The stars within them glide together as though remembering the shape they once belonged to, their shared motion forming a faint echo of their original home. As you float through these ghostly currents, the sense of history becomes gentle and soothing, a reminder that even great changes settle into quiet over time. The streams weave around the galaxy like soft strands of silk, barely visible unless you look closely. Their presence feels like old stories whispered into the dark, subtle and calming. Let these drifting remnants carry you deeper into stillness, like threads of memory fading softly into sleep. Long ribbons of stars arc across the galaxy. They are the stretched remains of smaller worlds undone by gravity. These long, delicate streams flow like soft trails of light across the Milky Way, each one tracing the quiet memory of a galaxy that once moved in its own calm orbit. Now, its stars have become gentle extensions of our own, drifting in graceful curves that seem to wrap the larger galaxy in faint, silvery threads. As you glide along one of these streams, the starlight feels both ancient and tender, soft, scattered, and serene. Each star continues forward on its slow, steady path, carrying with it the history of its lost home, yet settling comfortably into this new, wider family of light. Drifting through these arcs feels like walking along a quiet path laid down by time itself, a path made of stars that shine just brightly enough to guide your thoughts into stillness. Let these long ribbons soothe you as they drift across the galaxy in peaceful, unhurried grace. One captured galaxy is still being torn apart. Its stars spill into the Milky Way like falling grains of sand. As you drift near this slow unraveling, you can feel the softness of the motion, nothing violent, nothing rushed, just a quiet yielding as the smaller galaxy gives up its stars to the larger system. Each star drifts outward gently, as though carried by a warm breeze, settling into new orbits that stretch and elongate into luminous trails. The process has taken billions of years and will continue for billions more, unfolding at a pace so slow it becomes a meditation. The Sagittarius dwarf galaxy seems almost like a memory dissolving into the present, its form fading, but its light continuing on. As you watch its stars disperse, you feel the deep calm of time's patience, the comfort of knowing that even endings can be gentle, gradual, and full of quiet beauty. This ancient collision reshaped much of the galaxy. Its stars still carry the chemical echo of their distant home. As you drift through the remnants of the Gaia Enceladus merger, you sense the faint traces of that long ago meeting, patterns in the stars' motion, subtle differences in their light, quiet reminders of a time when two galaxies intertwined. The collision was vast but slow, unfolding not like an explosion, but like two long rivers gradually merging. Stars from the smaller galaxy now move in sweeping, tilted paths, forming soft halos and arcs that fill the Milky Way with a blend of histories. Their chemistry carries whispers of another time, another place, another cosmic story now woven into our own. As you imagine, drifting among them, the depth of time feels soft, like layers of memory settling into stillness. This ancient encounter has left no chaos now, only gentle patterns, serene motions, and the peaceful blending of stars that continue to glow quietly in the dark. Tiny grains drift through the disk in soft shadows. They hide whole regions from view like cosmic curtains. These grains of interstellar dust float gently through the galaxy, forming delicate veils that dim starlight into warm, muted glows. As you drift through these shadows, the dust feels soft and welcoming, like a blanket that filters the brightness into soothing tones. The regions behind them become mysterious, shapes hinted at but unseen, as though the galaxy has drawn sheer drapes across parts of its luminous face. The dust moves slowly, carried by faint currents of gas and light, rearranging itself over millions of years in patterns both intricate and tender. Its presence quiets everything, softening the view and calming the senses. Drifting through these cosmic curtains feels like walking through a dim, peaceful room where the light is gentle and the air is still. Let the soft shadows ease your thoughts as the dust floats around you in silent, drifting grace. Infrared light slips through the dust with ease. It reveals hidden nurseries where stars gather quietly. As you peer into this deeper, softer spectrum, whole regions of the galaxy brighten like lanterns uncovered. What appears dark, invisible light becomes warm and glowing in infrared, revealing clusters of forming stars wrapped in their cocooning clouds. The dust that once obscured them becomes part of the scene, glowing faintly with absorbed warmth. These hidden places feel intimate, tucked away from the bright expanses of open space, as though the galaxy has its own quiet rooms where new light is prepared. Drifting through this view feels like discovering the soft heartbeat behind a closed door, gentle and private. The warmth of the infrared glow seems to wrap around you, a reminder that even in darkness, life is gathering, brightening, preparing to shine. Let these hidden nurseries soothe you with their peaceful, glowing secrecy. Some gas clouds remain dark and untouched. They drift like unlit embers, waiting for the right moment. These cold clouds float through the galaxy in deep silence, holding vast amounts of raw material in their stillness. They are quiet, motionless places where temperatures fall so low that even starlight seems hesitant to enter. Yet within their shadows lies the potential for future stars, resting in a kind of cosmic sleep. The clouds move gently, pushed only by the faintest pressures, gliding like dark islands across the glowing sea of the galactic disk. Their darkness is not empty. It is calm, patient, soothing. As you drift near them, the cool quiet wraps around you like a soft, night-colored blanket. These unlit embers remind you that rest is a necessary part of creation, that stillness can hold immense possibility. Let their serene, cold presence draw you into deeper quiet. Gas rises from the disk and falls back again. This quiet cycle nourishes the galaxy over time. These galactic fountains lift warm gas upward in slow, graceful plumes, where it cools, drifts, and gently descends once more to the disk. The motion feels like the galaxy's own breath, upward on the inhale, downward on the exhale. As you hover within this cycle, the rising streams feel buoyant and light, while the falling clouds drift like soft rain returning home. This circulation refreshes the galaxy, carrying new material to places where stars will form, gently redistributing the ingredients of light. The process is unhurried, unfolding over millions of years, and being near it feels like resting beside a vast, calm tide. Let this galactic breathing soothe you, its quiet, cyclical motion easing your thoughts into rhythmic stillness. When massive stars die, they send out shock waves. These waves sculpt the interstellar medium like slow-moving storms. Though born of powerful events, their motion becomes gentle with distance, expanding outward in widening circles that push and shape the surrounding gas. As these waves pass through the medium, they create soft boundaries, compressing some regions while thinning others, laying the groundwork for future stars to form. Their movement is deliberate and patient, a kind of cosmic weather that shifts the galaxy's atmosphere over vast stretches of time. Drifting within these waves feels like floating in the wake of distant energy, the force softened into a long, quiet ripple. The stirred gas moves and curls and eddies, creating patterns that feel like slow, swirling breezes. Let these distant, softened storms relax your mind, their ancient motion spreading gently through the dark. Super bubbles tower above the disk. They are hollows left behind by generations of stars. These vast cavities open like quiet chambers carved into the interstellar medium, shaped by many long ago explosions that collectively cleared the space within. Their boundaries glow faintly, illuminated by the soft light of nearby stars filtering in. Drifting inside, one feels like stepping into a vast, empty sanctuary, a quiet hall where sound would vanish. Instantly, where the walls curve gently away into diffuse glowing mist, the airless space feels calm and open, a spaciousness that invites the mind to expand and settle. These super bubbles are reminders of past brilliance, their emptiness shaped by light that long ago burned fiercely and has now faded into memory. Let their quiet expanse hold you, giving your thoughts room to drift freely in peace. Between stars, the gas is restless. It folds, curls, and flows like a slow ocean in the dark. This interstellar medium moves in delicate motions shaped by magnetic fields, distant explosions, and gentle galactic currents. The gas shifts in loops and spirals, forming filaments that stretch like long, translucent threads. As you drift through this cosmic sea, the motion feels fluid and serene, a slow choreography unfolding on a scale far too vast to rush. The different temperatures create patches of warm glow and cool shadow, blending into a soft, ever-changing tapestry. Floating here is like resting on the surface of a dark ocean that rolls so slowly you barely perceive the movement, only the sense of drifting in gentle, endless flow. Let this turbulent but tranquil sea quiet your thoughts, its calm, curling motions carrying you deeper into rest. Invisible lines weave through the disk. They guide dust, gas, and cosmic rays with gentle precision. These magnetic fields stretch across the galaxy in long, delicate threads, shaping the movement of particles so subtly that their influence feels more like a quiet suggestion than a force. As you drift among them, you sense their presence not through sight, but through the soft order they bring to swirling clouds and drifting grains. Dust aligns along these lines, forming faint, graceful patterns. Gas flows in smooth, elongated streams. Cosmic rays follow winding paths shaped by these invisible currents. The fields themselves are ancient, formed by the galaxy's slow rotation and the movement of charged particles over billions of years. Their touch is everywhere, yet never harsh, guiding the galaxy's contents with patient, silent care. As you float within this unseen web, you may feel held in the same gentle structure, supported by forces you cannot see but can sense in the calm they create. Some objects travel perpendicular to the disk. Their paths move like slanted brushstrokes across the sky. These polar orbits cut upward and downward through the galaxy, sliding past the flattened plane of stars in long, elegant arcs. As you imagine drifting beside one of these bodies, perhaps a star, a cluster, or a faint satellite, you sense the peaceful isolation of its route. It moves far from the crowded lanes of the disk, traveling instead through quiet, open space where starlight feels thin and calm. Its motion carries a softness, a kind of serene independence, untouched by the patterns that shape most of the galaxy's rotation. Watching it glide along its tilted path feels like observing a lone bird soaring above a vast landscape, following a personal route carved by ancient gravitational interactions. Let the smooth, angled motion of these orbits calm your mind, guiding your thoughts in gentle drifting diagonals. Worlds without stars float through the halo. They wander silently in the cold, held only by memory. These rogue planets drift through the dark like solitary travelers, their paths unlit and quiet, guided only by the faint pull of gravity from distant structures. Without a sun to warm them, they move through space wrapped in deep, endless night. Yet there is serenity in their freedom. Their surfaces, frozen or cloaked in thick atmospheres, carry the faint echoes of the star systems they once belonged to, places long left behind, remembered only through their steady drift. As you imagine gliding alongside one of these lonely worlds, the silence feels peaceful, the darkness soothing rather than empty. The planet's slow movement becomes a lullaby, a reminder that even in isolation, there is calm, steady motion. Let the quiet journey of these starless worlds ease your thoughts into stillness. Some stars move fast enough to escape entirely. They shoot outward, like sparks cast from a distant fire. These hypervelocity stars travel with breathtaking speed, launched by the galaxy's central black hole or powerful gravitational encounters in dense clusters. Yet from your resting perspective, their flight feels gentle, like a single streak of light drifting steadily across the vastness. Their paths stretch outward in long, unbroken lines, leaving the spiral arms behind as they travel toward intergalactic space. Despite their incredible momentum, their presence is soothing, their glow trailing softly, their motion smooth and unwavering. As you follow one in your imagination, the galaxy slowly recedes behind you, its lights dimming into a calm backdrop. The star continues on, carrying its quiet brilliance into the dark between galaxies. Let its smooth escape draw your thoughts outward, releasing tension like a spark drifting into night. Paired stars can be torn apart by gravity. One may fall inward while the other is flung away. This delicate but powerful interaction happens near the galactic center, where the gravitational pull is deep and complex. As you imagine a binary pair drawing close to the core, their orbits twist into elongated shapes. One star captured by the inner gravity, while the other is released, set free at tremendous speed. Yet even this dramatic event unfolds slowly across your meditative view, the motion stretching into a graceful separation rather than a sudden break. The star that falls inward spirals gently toward the center, while its companion drifts outward in a smooth, widening arc. Their parting feels poignant but peaceful, like two dancers completing a final turn before gliding away from each other. Let the softness of this cosmic farewell quiet your thoughts. In crowded regions, stars may merge. They shine, brighter and younger than their neighbors. These blue stragglers appear as unexpected sparks of youthful light in old clusters, standing out like bright new blossoms in a field of ancient leaves. As you drift through such a cluster, the density of stars feels comforting, thousands of points of light gathered close, forming a warm, luminous community. The blue stragglers glow with a gentle intensity, the result of two older stars coming together to create something renewed. Their brightness is not harsh, but soft and cool, a quiet hint of rejuvenation within a population of weary suns. As you observe them, the idea of renewal, of new light emerging from old, brings a sense of calm hope. Let their steady, youthful glow settle into your awareness like a soft reminder of endurance and gentle transformation. Around countless stars, disks of dust gather. Worlds take shape within them like quiet seeds. These protoplanetary disks swirl slowly, their particles drifting and settling over millions of years. As you imagine gliding through one, the dust appears as a soft, luminous haze stretching around a young star, the particles moving in gentle spirals. Within these spirals, tiny grains begin to cling together, forming the earliest whispers of planets. The process is peaceful, unhurried, a long, slow unfolding of matter into structure. Light from the central star filters through the dust, creating warm glows and faint shadows that dance across the disk's surface. Drifting here feels like resting in a cosmic garden where new worlds are planted with infinite patience. Let the quiet growth within these disks soothe you, reminding you that creation often begins in silence. A broad ring offers stable conditions for life. Here, stars are spaced gently and radiation is kind. This galactic habitable zone circles the Milky Way like a soft band of balance, neither too close to the dangerous core nor too far into the sparse outer reaches. As you drift along this ring, the starlight feels calm and evenly spaced, each sun shining with a comfortable distance that allows planets to form, climates to stabilize, and life, if it exists, to unfold slowly and peacefully. The radiation here is moderate, the density of stars neither overwhelming nor empty. This region feels like a quiet suburban lane of the galaxy, a place of gentle rhythms and steady light. As you move through it, the sense of calm predictability settles into your breath. Let this safe, balanced ring ease your thoughts into a feeling of quiet possibility. Our star was born in a crowded cluster. Its siblings have drifted far across the galaxy. In the early days of the sun's life, the sky would have been filled with bright young stars, shining close and warm, sharing the same nursery cloud. Over billions of years, gravitational interactions slowly unbound this cluster, sending each star into its own orbit around the galaxy. Now, those siblings are scattered, their familiar glow lost among hundreds of billions of others. As you imagine this ancient separation, it feels gentle, like a breakup, and more like petals drifting apart on a slow breeze. Each sibling star follows its own calm path, circling the galaxy in wide, graceful arcs. Somewhere, they still shine, carrying the same chemical signature, the same stardust that once filled the young sun's birthplace. Let the thought of these long-lost companions soothe you, reminding you of the quiet connections that endure across vast distances, astronomers look for stars with similar chemistry. They may yet find the sun's relatives hidden in the crowd. These searches unfold like a patient treasure hunt, sifting through the galaxy's light to find familiar patterns in the spectra of distant stars. Each candidate carries the slight possibility of shared origins, matching ratios of elements formed in the same ancient cloud. As you drift through this imagined search, the idea feels comforting, as though the galaxy holds distant family quietly waiting to be recognized. The stars themselves offer no urgency. They simply glow in their steady places while astronomers trace their stories through quiet measurement. Somewhere among the spiral arms, the sun's siblings may still drift, shining softly, unaware of the connection they hold. Let this gentle possibility settle into your mind, a reminder that even across immense stretches of time and space, family may linger like faint, familiar light. Around the Milky Way, other galaxies move in a slow gravitational dance. Together they form the local group, a small family of islands in a wider cosmic sea. As you drift above this quiet cluster, the galaxies appear like softly glowing lanterns suspended in vast darkness, each one following its own gentle trajectory. The space between them is immense, yet the gravitational threads connecting them feel delicate and calm, like strands of silk guiding their long, drifting motions. The Milky Way, Andromeda, and dozens of smaller companions move together through the universe in a serene, unhurried ballet, their paths shaped by mutual attraction and ancient inertia. This collective motion is so gradual that even over millions of years, their positions shift only slightly, tracing arcs too slow for the mind to fully grasp. And as you imagine floating within this cluster, the sense of peaceful companionship settles in, a reminder that even galaxies travel together in quiet harmony, bound not by noise, but by the gentle pull of gravity. High in the sky, Andromeda appears as a faint, blurred smudge. In truth, it is a vast spiral galaxy, gliding toward the Milky Way in almost imperceptible silence. Its light, softened by distance, takes millions of years to reach us, carrying with it the memory of stars arranged in sweeping arms. When you picture Andromeda up close, its form feels serene, spiral lanes unfurling like slow-moving waves, its bright core resting at the center like a warm ember. Its approach toward our galaxy is calm, steady, and quiet, a motion so gentle that it feels more like drifting than falling. As you imagine this colossal neighbor gliding through the cosmic dark, its presence brings a sense of companionship rather than threat. It moves without sound, without hurry, a silent traveler making its way toward a future embrace. Let its distant glow soothe your thoughts, a soft reminder of connection across unimaginable space. Far in the future, the Milky Way and Andromeda will merge. Their stars will weave through each other like ghostly threads, rarely colliding, but completely reshaping their shared form. This meeting, though massive in scale, will unfold with the slowness of drifting clouds, an intricate blending rather than a violent crash. The spirals will stretch, twist, and fold into new shapes, forming long streams of light that arc across the sky like luminous ribbons. As you imagine this future moment, the merging galaxies feel like two waves gently overlapping, their stars slipping through vast spaces where collisions are unlikely. Over billions of years, they will settle into a new, unified galaxy, Milky, a larger, calmer island of light in the cosmic sea. Drifting within this imagined future, you feel the deep, peaceful inevitability of cosmic motion, reminding you that even great transformations can unfold softly without fear or rush. Around the Milky Way, tiny satellite galaxies drift like quiet moons. Their stars slowly unravel under our galaxy's pull, becoming parts of a larger story. These small companions move with delicate slowness, their faint light blending softly into the surrounding halo. Some orbit in uneven loops, others in gentle tidal arcs, stretching out trails of stars that drift like loose threads in the dark. As you glide past one, its modest glow feels intimate and tender, a reminder of how even the smallest galaxies contribute their light to the Milky Way's vast tapestry. Their motion is peaceful, shaped by gradual gravitational tides that gently guide their stars outward over immense spans of time. Drifting among them, you sense the quiet beauty of their surrender, the way they fold gracefully into the larger system without haste or struggle. Two bright clouds adorn the southern sky, companions of the Milky Way. They are small galaxies themselves, tugged and stretched by our gravity. The large and small Magellanic clouds glow with a soft, shimmering presence, like lanterns adrift at the edge of the night. Their irregular shapes tell stories of tidal encounters, gentle pulls, and quiet distortions that have shaped them over billions of years. As you drift near them, their stars sparkle in loose, uneven clusters, forming patterns that feel organic and unrestrained. Their proximity gives them a special warmth, a sense of being close companions rather than distant strangers. They circle the Milky Way in slow arcs, their paths shaped by both their own momentum and the steady tug of our galaxy. Their gentle glowing forms soothe you, as if you were watching two softly lit clouds floating across a calm, dark sea. Trailing behind these clouds is a long ribbon of hydrogen. It wraps partially around the galaxy, a soft, invisible river of gas drawn out by tides. This Magellanic stream drifts like a quiet breath in the dark, stretching across vast distances in thin, delicate currents. Though invisible to the eye, you can imagine it as a faint, flowing veil, gently following the motion of the Magellanic clouds as they move. The gas within the stream is cool and diffuse, drifting with patient slowness as gravitational forces guide it into long, smooth arcs. As you float alongside this river, it feels like gliding beside a peaceful night-colored stream whose flow is almost too gentle to perceive. Its quiet presence brings a sense of continuity, a reminder that even when galaxies interact, they do so in soft, extended motions that unfold over ages. Beyond the halo, faint streams of gas flow inward. They feed the Milky Way with fresh material, like distant rain, drifting down into a vast lake. These cosmic web filaments stretch across intergalactic space, bringing in cool, diffuse gas that moves with almost imperceptible grace. As you imagine drifting near one, the motion feels delicate, like watching thin mist settle through still air. The gas moves steadily toward the galaxy, nourishing future generations of stars, replenishing what has been used or scattered. This inward flow is slow, ongoing, and crucial, a quiet lifeline that has sustained the Milky Way for billions of years. Floating in this region feels peaceful and open, the darkness around you wide and gentle. Let the idea of these soft, invisible rivers soothe you, reminding you of the quiet support that sustains even the largest systems. The Milky Way is heavier than it looks. Most of its mass lies in an unseen halo, extending far beyond the brightest stars. This hidden weight creates a soft, enveloping sphere around the galaxy, a vast region where dark matter provides gentle but powerful structure. Though invisible, the halo's presence is felt in the smooth rotation of the stars, in the way the spiral arms hold together, in the calm balance of the entire galactic disk. Drifting through this unseen expanse, you might feel a quiet steadiness, as if the halo cradles the Milky Way in an immense and tender embrace. Its gravity is not forceful or sharp. It is a constant soft guidance that shapes the galaxy without ever revealing itself. Allow this sense of unseen support to ease your thoughts, reminding you that much of what holds the universe together works silently, patiently, in the background. Even now, the galaxy's true weight is not precisely known. Astronomers read it indirectly, in the way distant stars arc and curve through space. The measurement is like listening for a faint echo, subtle, delicate, interpreted through the motions of stars that drift at the edge of the galaxy's reach. These distant orbits reveal hints of the mass hidden within the dark halo, but the numbers remain wrapped in uncertainty, shifting gently as new observations refine the picture. As you imagine drifting in those remote outer regions, the stars move in wide, slow loops, their paths influenced by gravity that cannot be seen. The uncertainty itself feels peaceful, a reminder that the universe holds mysteries not out of secrecy, but because its vastness is too serene to reveal everything at once. Let the quiet question of the galaxy's true weight lull your mind, a puzzle softly suspended in the dark. For a long time, Andromeda was thought to be the larger giant. Now, hints suggest our own galaxy may quietly outweigh it, carrying more dark matter in its unseen cloak. This possibility shifts the balance in a gentle, almost whispered way, changing the way astronomers imagine the local group's structure. The Milky Way, with its calm spiral form, may hold more mass than its brighter, more visually imposing neighbor. Yet this revelation carries no triumph or competition, only a deeper appreciation for the quiet power of the unseen. As you drift above the galaxy in your imagination, this hidden weight feels like a soft, encompassing presence, a cloak of gravity that subtly guides the motions of stars, planets, and clusters. Let the idea settle in you gently, a reminder that true strength often rests not in brightness or display, but in the calm, steady support that lies beneath the surface. The Milky Way is not perfectly even. One side is slightly thicker, some arms brighter, as though gravity once tugged a little harder in certain directions. As you drift across the galaxy's face, this gentle asymmetry feels natural, like the soft unevenness found in seashells or ripples on a pond. The brighter arms glow with clusters of young stars, their light pooling in patches that shimmer like scattered reflections. The thicker regions carry older stars in deeper lanes, giving those areas a warm, settled density. These variations tell quiet stories, past encounters, ancient tides, the slow accumulation of matter drawn in from neighboring companions. Nothing here is rigid. Everything bends, adjusts, breathes. The galaxy's shape is a soft record of its history, a tapestry woven from countless small interactions over billions of years. As you let your attention wander across its irregular form, the gentle imbalance becomes calming, reminding you that beauty often lies in the quiet imperfections shaped by time. The galactic disk does not lie flat. It ripples and wobbles, like a slowly spinning plate that has been nudged by passing hands. This vast, subtle waviness extends across tens of thousands of light years, rising and dipping with graceful curves. As you drift above it, The disk appears almost like a slow motion wave, frozen mid-motion, a serene undulation created by distant gravitational encounters and ancient tides. Stars ride these, ripples in long, gentle arcs, drifting upward and downward as the galaxy turns. The motion is so gradual that it becomes more feeling than sight, a sensation of soft shifting beneath everything. Imagining yourself gliding along this wobbling plane brings a deep sense of calm, as though the entire galaxy is rocking you in a cradle made of starlight. The slow tilt, the patient rise and fall, the quiet sway, all of it invites your breath to deepen and your thoughts to loosen into gentle drift. Star clusters feel the galaxy's varying pull. Over time, these tidal forces stretch them, teasing stars away in delicate streams. As you float near one of these clusters, the process feels tender rather than destructive. Stars drifting outward in long, thin trails that follow the galaxy's gravitational contours. The cluster's core remains dense and bright, while the escaping stars form faint ribbons that arc gently into the surrounding space. These tidal streams create a sense of motion that unfurls slowly, like strands of silk unraveling in a quiet breeze. Each star continues on its new path without hurry, settling into soft orbits that merge seamlessly with the galaxy's broader rhythm. Observing this slow dispersal feels like witnessing an ancient family gradually wandering apart, each member carried along by gentle currents rather than force. Let the grace of their separation ease your thoughts, reminding you that even drifting apart can be peaceful. In some regions, huge shells of gas expand outward. They are leftovers from times when many massive stars lived and died close together. These shells are vast, hollow spheres drifting through the galaxy with airy lightness, their edges illuminated by faint starlight or soft, ultraviolet glow. As they expand, their motion feels smooth and unhurried, like a bubble rising through calm water. Inside each shell, the space is quiet and nearly empty, a spacious chamber carved out by long-ago starbursts. The gas at the edges forms gentle waves and folds, shaped by lingering winds from the stars that remain nearby. Drifting through these immense hollows feels like entering echoing rooms of ancient fire, now cool, now tranquil, now filled with the soft memory of brilliance that has long since faded. Let the calm openness of these shells wrap around you as though you're floating inside a vast, peaceful breath. Some stars brighten and dim in steady rhythms. Their pulses become yardsticks, letting astronomers measure distance like a soft, cosmic heartbeat. These variable stars glow with dependable patterns, their light waxing and waning in a calm, predictable cycle. As you drift near one, the slow rise and fall of its brightness feels soothing, like a lantern breathing in the dark. Each pulse carries information, how far the star lies, how strong its light truly is. Yet none of this interrupts the simple rhythm of its glow. Stars like Cepheids become gentle metronomes scattered across the galaxy, marking time, not with sound, but with radiance. Their steady repetition stretches on for millions of years, a quiet pulse woven into the Milky Way's fabric. As you imagine watching the soft brightening and soft dimming, your own breath may fall into sync, easing into the same calm, regular cadence. Neutron stars spin with extraordinary precision. Their beams sweep through space like lighthouse lights, ticking off moments across the galaxy. These pulsars turn with incredible steadiness, sending out rhythmic flashes that cut through the dark with perfect timing. As you float nearby, in your imagination, the beam sweeps past at intervals, so consistent they feel like the universe's most reliable clock. The pulses are not loud or jarring. They are quiet strokes of light, faint but precise, marking the passing of time in a calm, unwavering pattern. Around the pulsar, space feels still and hushed, as though the regularity of its rotation brings order to the surrounding emptiness. The star's incredible density and rapid spin create a sense of concentrated calm, a reminder that even the most extreme objects can radiate serenity at the right distance. Let the pulsar's gentle, steadfast rhythm guide your thoughts into quiet alignment. Seen in X-rays, the galaxy looks harsher and hotter. Invisible to human eyes, this glow reveals gas heated by supernovae and matter spiraling into black holes. Yet from a peaceful vantage, even this energetic view carries a strange calm, like watching distant lightning storms from behind a quiet window. The X-ray emission outlines structures hidden in other wavelengths, arcs of hot plasma, expanding remnants of exploded stars, and faint halos surrounding compact objects. These shapes shimmer with high energy, but their motion is glacially slow, their brightness steady rather than flashing. Drifting through this energetic layer feels like observing a different heartbeat of the galaxy, one that pulses with quiet warmth rather than cool starlight. The contrast reveals the Milky Way's layered nature, calm on the surface, powerful beneath. Let this unseen glow remind you that intensity and tranquility can coexist, shaping the same vast home. Countless neutrinos slip through your body each second. They come from the sun, from distant explosions, and from quiet nuclear fires deep within stars. These ghost-like particles pass through matter effortlessly, moving in straight, silent paths that ignore almost everything in their way. You cannot feel them, yet their presence is constant, tiny messengers drifting through you as gently as dust motes passing through light. Imagining this steady stream becomes unexpectedly soothing, like picturing an invisible river flowing through the universe and brushing softly past your resting form. The neutrinos carry whispers of stellar hearts, of ancient supernovae, of processes happening in the deepest cores of stars, all passing through without leaving a trace. Let the knowledge of their quiet motion ease you, reminding you that the universe is filled with gentle, unseen currents moving through every moment. Space itself ripples with faint gravitational waves. They are the distant echoes of massive objects colliding, passing through the Milky Way with almost unimaginable subtlety. These waves stretch and compress space by amounts so tiny they cannot be felt, yet their presence is real, a soft tremble that carries stories from black hole mergers and neutron star spirals. As you imagine these ripples passing through you, the sensation is calming, like the faintest breeze brushing across still water. The waves move at the speed of light, spreading outward in expanding spheres that wash gently through galaxies without disturbing their peaceful structure. They are reminders that even the most powerful events in the universe can send out echoes that arrive softened by distance and time. Let these subtle ripples relax your awareness, like listening to a melody played on the quietest possible instrument. A single spacecraft gently traces the positions of over 1 billion stars. With its patient gaze, the Milky Way slowly transforms from a blur into a precise, three-dimensional map. As you drift with this vision of Gaia's work, the galaxy becomes clearer, not brighter, but more defined, its structure unfolding like a slowly opening flower. The spacecraft's quiet measurements reveal subtle motions, distances, and patterns that were once hidden in the haze of starlight. Over years and decades, the map sharpens, turning wandering points of light into a coherent whole. Imagining this growing clarity feels soothing, like watching fog lift from a vast landscape to reveal soft hills and distant horizons. The galaxy becomes not just a swirl of stars, but a place with depth, contours, and gentle rhythms. Let the slow unveiling of this map guide your thoughts into calm, expanding stillness as the Milky Way's true shape emerges with patient grace. From Earth, the Milky Way appears as a band across the sky. You are looking along its disk from the inside of a forest of stars. As your eyes wander through that soft, glowing river, you are seeing countless suns layered across tens of thousands of light years, their light blending into a gentle haze that stretches from horizon to horizon. Even though each star lies unimaginably far away, together they create the illusion of a continuous path, as though you could follow it like a road through the night. The band's dim patches, where dust clouds veil the light, add depth and mystery, shaping the view into valleys and ridges made of starlight. As you settle into the moment, imagine yourself floating far from Earth, yet still inside this glowing forest, surrounded by stars in every direction, their light not harsh or bright, but soft, ancient, and soothing. The galaxy does not rush. It simply hangs there, immense and calm, allowing you to breathe more slowly as you trace its shimmering outline. Within this view, you feel held by something vast yet gentle, a reminder that you rest inside a cosmic home far greater than anything you could ever see at once. On dark nights, the galactic plane arches like a glowing bridge. It marks the densest path of stars, dust, and distant suns layered upon each other. This luminous sweep rises quietly across the sky, forming a soft arc that seems almost physical, as though you could reach up and run your fingers through its shimmering grain. Through a still atmosphere, the bridge looks textured, darker lanes where dust gathers, brighter knots where clusters shine with a quiet, steady pulse. Lying beneath it, you may feel as though you are resting under a cathedral ceiling made of light, each point a tiny candle burning far beyond reach. The arc's gentle curve mirrors the shape of the galaxy itself, offering a rare glimpse of the structure you inhabit from the inside. Its presence gives the night a sense of height and spaciousness, drawing your awareness outward and upward. Let its slow, majestic rise calm your thoughts, reminding you that the universe stretches far beyond immediate worries. The bridge of light waits patiently above, a silent companion to every quiet night. In the direction of Sagittarius, the sky thickens with light. That glow is the crowded core of the galaxy, hidden behind veils of dust. Even from Earth, where the dust dim and reddens the glow, you can sense the density behind it, the presence of countless stars packed into a region so rich that their collective radiance forms a soft, golden swell. The dust acts not as a barrier, but as a curtain, giving the light a muted warmth, like embers glowing behind smoke. Beyond that curtain lies the galaxy's bustling heart, where stars orbit in tight loops around the central black hole, and clouds of gas shimmer with ancient energy. As you imagine drifting toward that direction, the thickening glow feels almost like warmth against your skin, a distant hearth that has burned for billions of years. Let the softness of that hidden radiance quiet your mind, inviting you to rest in the knowledge that even the brightest places in the galaxy are wrapped in gentle, protective layers of darkness. Even under the clearest sky, only a few thousand stars are visible. Compared to the Milky Way's true population, it is just a scattered handful of sparks. When you look up, the night may feel full, yet what you see is only a thin sampling of the galaxy's vastness, like noticing a few grains of sand and knowing they belong to a beach stretching for miles. This scarcity gives the sky an intimate feeling, as though the universe shows you only what you are meant to hold in your thoughts at once. Each visible star becomes more meaningful, standing in for countless others hidden by distance, dust, and the limits of human sight. Imagining all the unseen stars, hundreds of billions of them, creates a quiet sense of awe, not overwhelming but gentle, a reminder that the cosmos is always larger, deeper, and more peaceful than it first appears. Allow this awareness to widen your perspective softly, like a slow breath expanding in your chest. The galaxy shines in many kinds of light beyond human sight. Radio waves, infrared glow, X-rays, and gamma rays all reveal different layers of its story. If your eyes could see across the electromagnetic spectrum, the Milky Way would transform into a shifting tapestry of colors and textures, cool radio arcs tracing vast structures, warm infrared clouds outlining regions rich with dust, brilliant X-ray bubbles revealing ancient explosions, and faint gamma-ray glows whispering of energetic events long past. Each wavelength uncovers something hidden, offering a deeper look into the galaxy's quiet machinery. Thinking about this multi-layered brilliance brings a sense of depth to the night, as though you are aware of a secret world lying just behind the visible one. The galaxy becomes not just a band of stars, but a living mosaic, full of slow-moving processes unfolding across time. Let this unseen richness bring ease to your thoughts, reminding you that there is always more beneath the surface, gentle stories unfolding in silence. Some stars carry almost no heavy elements at all. Their simple chemistry whispers of a universe that was still young and mostly untouched. These metal-poor stars glow with quiet purity, their light shaped by the earliest ingredients forged after the Big Bang. When you imagine drifting near one, there is a sense of stepping far back in time into an era before planets were common and before the galaxy had gathered its full complexity. The star's simplicity feels peaceful, like hearing the soft first notes of a long symphony. It remains steady, unchanged for billions of years, carrying the memory of the universe's earliest moments in every photon it emits. Let the thought of such ancient simplicity ease your mind, reminding you that even in a galaxy full of motion and change, some things remain calm and constant. The rarest stars have barely any metals, even by those standards. They are like pristine fossils from the dawn of star formation, still glowing faintly in the halo. These hypermetal-poor relics drift far above the galactic disk, isolated and quiet, untouched by the cycles of enrichment that shaped later generations of stars. Their light is soft and thin, a whisper of conditions that no longer exist anywhere else. Floating near one in your imagination feels like approaching a relic carved from time itself, a gentle, unwavering beacon from the universe's youth. Their scarcity adds to their stillness, as though they rest in the halo, not by accident but by design, protected from the bustling disk below. Their presence brings a sense of calm continuity, reminding you that even the oldest parts of the galaxy still shine with steadfast grace. High above the disk, one of the oldest known stars drifts slowly. Its light began long after this Big Bang, yet long before the Milky Way took its current form. This ancient star moves through a quiet orbit far from the crowded lanes of the disk, following a path shaped billions of years ago. Its faint glow carries the memory of eras when galaxies were smaller, rougher, and still learning their shape. As you imagine approaching it, the star feels peaceful in its solitude, undaunted by time, unhurried in its movement, content in its lonely arc. Its age radiates calm, reminding you that the universe has always had long stretches of stillness woven between moments of change. Let the star's slow journey soothe you, showing that even across immense time, a single point of light can remain steady. Some of the galaxy's elders have already burned out. Their remaining cores glow as white dwarfs, slowly cooling remnants older than the thin disk itself. These stellar embers radiate a soft, steady light, like coals that continue to glow long after the fire has faded. Floating near one feels like entering a room lit by a single, warm lantern, quiet, gentle, and unintrusive. White dwarfs cool over billions of years, gradually dimming in a peaceful surrender to time. Their surfaces may be dense and hot, yet from afar their glow is calming rather than fierce, a reminder that endings can be slow, graceful, and filled with quiet beauty. Let their soft, fading light reassure you that even as energy dwindles, warmth persists for a long, gentle while. Once, the Milky Way burned with more intense creation. Now, star formation has eased into a quieter, slower rhythm. Clouds of gas still collapse into new suns, but the process unfolds with less urgency, as though the galaxy itself has settled into a mature calm. Star-forming regions glow softly rather than fiercely, their light diffused by dust and distance. As you drift through the galaxy in your mind, you sense this changing tempo, the shift from youthful exuberance to steady, measured creation. It is not a decline, but a natural slowing, like a deep breath taken after long activity. The galaxy continues to evolve, but at a pace that feels gentle and sustainable, allowing each new star to take shape in a cradle of calm. Let this slower rhythm resonate within you, reminding you that life too can move peacefully, without haste, unfolding in its own time. The Milky Way is neither newborn nor old. It shines with the calm brightness of middle age, still active, but no longer in a rush. Its stars burn with a balanced steadiness, not as frantically as in its youth, yet far from the dimming twilight that awaits in the distant future. As you drift through this mature galaxy, in your imagination, you feel a sense of equilibrium, an awareness that the Milky Way has found its long, unhurried rhythm. Clouds of gas still collapse into new stars, but the pace is gentle, almost meditative. Older stars glide in wide orbits, carrying with them the memories of ages past. The galaxy glows not with urgency, but with assurance, like a lantern that has burned long enough to know the exact intensity it needs to keep. Its spirals flow smoothly, its core pulses quietly, and even in its vastness, there is an impression of calm capability. Let this middle-aged glow settle into you, offering the comfort of stability and the reassurance of a cosmos moving at a steady, peaceful tempo. When stars die, they return their material to space. That enriched gas becomes the soil for new stars, planets, and perhaps new forms of life. The cycle unfolds slowly, like breath moving in and out of the galaxy. Over millions of years, a star swells, sheds its outer layers, or explodes in a brilliant final moment, scattering elements far across the interstellar medium. Those elements drift, cooling as they mingle with older gas, forming clouds that thicken into the seeds of new creation. It is a gentle kind of recycling, not abrupt or forceful, but patient, a quiet renewal woven into the structure of the Milky Way. As you picture this process, imagine the elements of life, carbon and oxygen and nitrogen, scattered softly like pollen, drifting through space until they settle into new worlds. Everything you are, every breath you take, is part of this ongoing exchange. Let the thought soothe you, reminding you that endings in the universe are often beginnings waiting to form. Within cold clouds of dust, complex organic molecules form. They drift between the stars, invisible but present, like chemical seeds carried on a silent wind. These molecules assemble in darkness, sheltered within icy grains of dust, protected from harsh radiation by the cloud's thick, cool shadows. As you imagine gliding through one of these clouds, the space feels hushed and velvety, the starlight dimmed to a gentle whisper. The molecules float in slow, swirling currents, their shapes simple or intricate, waiting for the right conditions to join something larger. Though tiny and unseen, they carry a quiet potential, the building blocks of life's chemistry, wandering through the galaxy with unhurried grace. Let the thought of these drifting seeds calm you, reminding you that growth can begin in silence long before it becomes visible. When new stars and planets emerge from these clouds, they inherit that chemistry. Worlds begin with ingredients already shaped by older generations of stars. As you imagine watching a young planetary system form, you see disks of dust and gas spinning softly around a newborn sun, each grain enriched with cosmic history. These elements gather into pebbles, stones, and eventually planets, each step unfolding over vast stretches of peaceful time. The young star glows warm, illuminating the swirling material that will someday harden into continents, oceans, and perhaps the quiet stirrings of life. This sense of continuity is soothing, nothing wasted, nothing hurried, the old supporting the new in a seamless, gentle cycle. Let this slow inheritance of chemistry remind you that creation often draws upon ancient gifts, carrying forward what came before into forms not yet imagined. Across the galaxy, some regions hold more of these life-friendly elements. They form a broad chemical comfort zone where rocky planets and oceans may be more common. Here, stars shine with a balance of stability and richness, their planets built from material that has been mixed, processed, and renewed over countless generations. As you drift through this zone in your mind, the environment feels fertile, not in a biological sense, but in a cosmic one, like a garden where the soil has reached a perfect blend. Dusk glows in gentle pinks and golds, enriched by past supernovae. Gas clouds shimmer faintly with complex molecules. Worlds forming here have what they need to grow solid ground, flowing water, and maybe even the quiet beginnings of life. Let the idea of this chemical comfort settle over you, like a warm blanket, reminding you that the galaxy, too, has places of subtle nurture. A few stars have been thrown entirely free of the Milky Way. They drift through intergalactic space, carrying the memory of their origin in their lonely motion. These rogue stars move through a vastness even quieter than the galactic halo, their surroundings empty and still, yet their journey is smooth, unbroken by obstacles, a gentle glide through near-perfect silence. As you imagine drifting beside one, the peace of that isolation becomes almost tangible. The star shines steadily, unaware of the billions it has left behind, continuing its slow path through the dark between galaxies. Its loneliness does not feel sad, only tranquil, like a lone boat on a calm, endless sea. Let its steady, solitary motion soothe your thoughts, reminding you that even in separation, there can be deep, quiet peace. At the galaxy's outer limits, faint stars circle in immense orbits. They take billions of years to complete a single, slow loop around the center. Their motion is so gentle, so stretched across time, that watching them feels like observing the slow drift of clouds on a windless day. These stars exist in the quiet outskirts, far from the bustling disk, immersed in a spacious calm where gravity is soft and distances stretch wide. Their orbits trace the true boundaries of the Milky Way, their faint light barely reaching inward. As you imagine floating alongside one, its slow trajectory seems to stretch time itself, encouraging your thoughts to slow as well. Let the vastness of their paths ease you, reminding you that not everything in the universe moves quickly. Some things take their time, and that is enough. These outer stars help define how far the galaxy really reaches. Beyond the bright disk, the Milky Way fades gradually into the dark. There is no sharp edge, only a gentle thinning of starlight as the halo extends outward, blending into the emptiness between galaxies. Drifting through this region feels like walking from a well-lit room into the soft shadow of twilight, the brightness slowly diminishing, the air growing quieter, the lines between things growing subtle. You sense how the galaxy breathes outward into space, its influence stretching farther than its visible form. The stars out here are like lanterns marking the last steps of a long journey, their faint glows providing a soft guide to the galaxy's true size. Let this gradual fading soothe you, a reminder that boundaries in the universe are often gentle transitions rather than abrupt walls. Within the local group, each galaxy moves under the pull of all the others. They are far apart, yet connected, like islands linked beneath the surface by underwater currents. These gravitational ties are soft but persistent, shaping the slow dance of galaxies over billions of years. The Milky Way, Andromeda, and dozens of smaller companions drift together, each following a path influenced by the other's mass. As you imagine observing them from afar, the motion feels serene, vast objects gliding through space with quiet inevitability. The distances between them create a sense of openness, yet the unseen gravitational bonds provide a feeling of subtle unity. Let this image of gentle interconnectedness calm your thoughts, reminding you that even in solitude, everything is held within a web of quiet influences. Deep in the core, there may be a smaller bar of stars nested within the larger one. It turns at a slightly different angle, a subtle inner rhythm in the galaxy's heart. This inner bar moves like a dancer following its own slow choreography, guiding gas and stars through the central regions with a faint but persistent pull. Imagining this double structure, you sense a quiet complexity, motions layered within motions, patterns woven beneath the more obvious ones. The two bars rotate softly past one another, each contributing to the flow of material toward the center, shaping the galaxy from within. Their interaction is not chaotic but graceful, a slow, continuous interplay of light and gravity. Let this hidden rhythm comfort you, reminding you that beneath the surface of even the simplest seeming things, gentle patterns are always unfolding. Super bubbles burst upward from the disk, forming chimneys. Through them, hot gas, metals, and magnetic fields flow into the halo. These vast columns act like slow exhalations from regions where many stars once lived and died in close company. Their powerful winds and explosions carving tunnels through the surrounding medium. As you imagine drifting near one of these chimneys, the rising gas doesn't feel violent. It moves with a soft, buoyant lift, like warm air rising from sun-touched ground. The metals mixed within it shimmer faintly, invisible but quietly, transforming the halo over thousands of generations. Magnetic fields thread upward along these currents, stretching into long, delicate shapes that sway gently with the flow. Everything moves slowly on these scales, with a patience impossible to witness directly, but easy to sense in the mind. Let the upward drift calm you, like watching warm currents spiral into the sky at dusk, lifting softly, steadily, without urgency. Gas rises, cools, and falls back again. The Milky Way breathes in this way over millions of years, keeping its inner regions supplied and stirred. This cycle is not sharp or dramatic, but smooth and unhurried, like the deep, rhythmic breathing of a sleeping giant. Hot gas flows upward into the halo, spreads, cools, and then drifts back downward toward the disk, carrying with it new material and subtle changes. You can imagine this motion as a long loop, a cosmic tide washing back and forth, renewing the galaxy as it moves. Even though the timescales are immense, the rhythm feels familiar, echoing the simple rise and fall of your own breath. As you picture this slow exchange, let the image ease your thoughts. Inhale with the rising gas, exhale with its gentle return, sinking yourself to the galaxy's patient respiration. Every lopsided arm and warped edge carries a hint of past encounters. The Milky Way's imperfections are records of everything it has survived. These subtle asymmetries are like gentle scars, not signs of damage, but quiet reminders of interactions with passing galaxies, clouds, and streams of stars. As you imagine drifting above a warped section of the disk, you feel the history woven into its curves, the slow pull of gravity from long-gone companions, the waves left behind by ancient collisions. These distortions move with a softness, like ripples on a pond after a stone has fallen long ago. They give the galaxy character, personality, a sense of having lived through countless eras. Let the idea comfort you. Even the vast Milky Way is shaped by what it has encountered, yet it continues to turn with quiet grace, carrying its memories lightly. Our galaxy is not a single, pristine creation. It is a collage built from dozens of smaller galaxies that once drifted alone. Over billions of years, these smaller systems were drawn in by gravity, blending their stars, gas, and dark matter into the Milky Way's growing structure. As you imagine this process, it feels less like a forceful takeover and more like a slow gathering of companions, each bringing something unique to the whole. Stars from ancient mergers still drift in graceful streams, their orbits elongated and soft, like ribbons trailing behind a dancer. The galaxy's halo holds the remnants of these long-ago unions, preserving their presence in quiet, scattered patterns. Thinking of the Milky Way as a mosaic brings a sense of depth and continuity, a reminder that beauty often arises from many small pieces coming together over time. Let this image soothe you, showing that unity can be gentle, patient, and expansive. If you could slip far above it, the Milky Way would appear as a glowing spiral island in black space. Its arms would curve outward like slow, luminous waves. From this vantage, motion becomes serene. The spiral turns so gradually, it feels like a still image. Yet, you sense the quiet momentum threading through it. The bright, central bulge glows like a warm hearth, while the arms stretch outward in pale blues, and silvers, dotted with star clusters and drifting dust. The whole galaxy seems to float, unhurried, in a vast and peaceful ocean of darkness. Imagining this view brings a remarkable stillness, as though you are suspended in space watching an ancient and gentle wheel rotate beneath you. Let the calm of this distant perspective wash over you, giving your thoughts room to drift easily through the night. Within one small spur between major arms, the sun turns. Around it, Earth traces its own smaller circle, carrying you gently through the galaxy. Our place in the Milky Way is quiet, tucked away from the busiest regions, allowing life to unfold in calm stability. As you picture this small spur, you might imagine it as a peaceful side path off a grand, luminous highway, less crowded, less chaotic, and perfectly suited for slow, steady motion. The sun glides along its orbit without haste, and Earth follows, bringing you along for the ride. This motion is so smooth, so consistent, that you feel none of it, yet it carries you through regions rich with starlight and dust. Let this gentle journey remind you that you are always moving, always part of the galaxy's grand, unbroken flow, even in moments of perfect stillness. A human life is a brief spark against the length of a galactic year, yet within that spark, the entire night sky can be contemplated, though our time is short compared to the slow rotation of the Milky Way. It is long enough to witness the stars, to wonder about their origins, and to feel a connection to something vast and enduring. This contrast creates a sense of peaceful humility. You are fleeting, yet you have the ability to see, imagine, and understand a portion of the galaxy's immense story. Time stretches and folds in your mind as you consider these scales, and the smallness of human life becomes comforting rather than overwhelming. Let this awareness settle into you like a warm blanket. Your time is brief, but your capacity for awe spans the galaxy. Your thoughts can be treated like stars drifting through the mind. Some are bright, some are distant, and all of them may be allowed to pass. As you rest, you can imagine each thought as a small point of light moving across a quiet sky, appearing, lingering briefly, then fading into the darkness without effort. There is no need to chase them or push them away. They wander on their own, following gentle paths shaped by memory and feeling. Some thoughts glow warmly, some flicker, some remain faint and far off. All of them drift, and none require control. Let your mind become a spacious sky, where each thought can move freely, untroubled, until it naturally falls beyond your attention. In this way, your inner landscape becomes calm, expansive, and peaceful. As you rest, the Milky Way continues its motion without needing your attention. You are carried effortlessly, a small warmth in a vast, turning sea. The galaxy holds you, not by design, but simply because you are part of it, made of its atoms, moving with its rotation, enveloped in its gentle gravitational embrace. You do not need to guide anything. The motion happens naturally, slowly, and with complete steadiness. The stars above you, the dust around you, the dark matter unseen, all of it contributes to the serene flow you drift within. Let this awareness soothe you. You are held securely in something immense, ancient, and calm, and nothing is required of you in return. The spiral continues to rotate, slowly and without strain. In its quiet motion, you are invited to let go, to sink into the same gentle stillness. The galaxy does not hurry, does not struggle. It turns with the ease of a breath taken in deep sleep. As you match your breathing to this imagined rhythm, you feel the tension in your body soften, your thoughts loosen, your awareness settle. There is no need to hold anything tightly. The Milky Way carries you, surrounding you with a soft cradle of starlight and space. Let yourself drift into that motion, into the quiet turning, until your own stillness becomes part of the galaxy's endless calm.